There is a force shaping our world, not a conspiracy, but an architecture of incentives, quietly guiding our choices and futures. It operates in plain sight, yet most of us never truly see it. We feel its effects every day, at the grocery store, the gas pump, and when we look at the price of a home. The American dream, once a promise of upward mobility, now feels distant for many. The middle class erodes not through collapse, but a slow, invisible drift. We were told to work hard and follow the rules, but the rules themselves were quietly rewritten. Instead of charts and graphs, we'll explore the human experience at the heart of this shift. It's a story about invisible walls built around opportunity. Understanding our role begins with seeing the architecture for the first time. The problem isn't laziness or lack of ambition. The real issue is that the cost of participating in society has quietly outpaced the rewards. Housing, education, healthcare, these are now entry fees to a stable life. For generations, a single good job was the key. Today, that key no longer fits. We see people working multiple jobs just to afford the basics. Young people delay marriage, home ownership, and parenthood, not by choice, but necessity. What's called hustle culture is, for many, a cage of financial insecurity. The promise of flexibility often means never being able to stop working. This pressure creates deep psychological strain and a sense of personal failure. When you follow the script, school, job, hard work, and the promised life doesn't materialize, you wonder, what did I do wrong? The most insidious part is convincing individuals their struggles are personal failings, isolating them from others facing the same storm. The story of the middle class is not poverty, but precarity, one unexpected bill away from ruin. The promise of stability has been replaced by permanent uncertainty. It didn't start with a crash, but with a subtle shift in philosophy. After World War II, prosperity was a shared project. Corporations, workers, and government as partners. A social contract, contribute to growth, share in prosperity. In the 1970s and 80s, a new idea took hold. The sole purpose of a corporation is to maximize shareholder value. The focus shifted from long-term stability to short-term profits. Employee well-being became a cost to minimize. The partnership dissolved quietly. Executives were rewarded for immediate returns, not enduring institutions. Outsourcing and automation became smart business, not betrayals. Pensions gave way to 401ks, shifting risk to individuals. Each change was incremental, justified by efficiency. No single villain, just a system optimizing for a new goal. For workers, the world became less secure each year. Few connected the dots to see the architecture of their economic lives being rebuilt around them. Today's system runs on a simple principle: privatize gains, socialize losses. When corporations win, profits go to shareholders and executives. When they lose, the public absorbs the cost. Like in the 2008 financial crisis, the public bailed out the system, but millions lost homes and jobs. This isn't an anomaly. It's a feature of modern finance. Companies paying low wages shift the true cost of labor onto taxpayers, who subsidize workers' survival. The corporation profits, the public pays. This feedback loop hollows out the middle class, shifting risk onto individuals. Families become more vulnerable to shocks with less support from institutions. The system incentivizes minimizing corporate responsibility, leaving society to manage the fallout. It's a slow, legal transfer of wealth and security. The architecture quietly reassigns risk by design. In this new architecture, those who own assets are the primary winners. The system rewards ownership, not just labor. If your income is a salary, you're running on a treadmill, limited by hours and wages. But if you own stocks, real estate, or businesses, your wealth grows even while you sleep. Asset values have soared, while wages stagnate. This creates a great divergence. Capital accumulates, labor falls behind. It's not about working harder or being smarter. It's two different games, and capital is winning. The middle class pays the price: stagnant wages, rising costs, and mounting debt. They borrow to afford homes and education, paying premiums to the owners of capital. They become tenants in an economy where ownership is out of reach. The belief that hard work leads to prosperity is challenged. In a system favoring capital, hard work alone isn't enough. Even the most dedicated workers fall behind as costs soar. The result? Growing disillusionment and a sense that the game is rigged. The trends hollowing out the middle class are accelerating. AI and automation are now replacing not just factory jobs, but white-collar professions. This isn't a distant future, it's happening now. The warning isn't about technology itself, but about adopting it within an economic system that already erodes the middle class. The incentive remains: maximize shareholder value, cut costs, increase efficiency. AI is the ultimate tool for minimizing labor costs. Without a shift in philosophy, the gains from technology will flow to owners, not displaced workers. The future could be a starkly divided society. A small class owns everything, the rest own nothing. The middle class would become a relic. This isn't doom, it's our current trajectory. The system is designed to produce this outcome. The future of the middle class is a choice, not a chance. We are the architects, and we're running out of time to choose differently. At the heart of America was an unspoken contract: contribute your time and talent, and you'll have a fair shot at a secure life. It wasn't a guarantee of wealth, but of opportunity and hope for your children. This contract held society together, fostering trust and shared purpose. Today that contract is in tatters, not from one betrayal, but from countless small, rational decisions. Prioritizing shareholder value, offshoring jobs, dismantling pensions, each pulled a thread from the fabric. The system no longer feels like a partnership, but an extractive arrangement. The consequences go beyond economics. They erode trust in institutions and each other. When people feel the game is rigged, they withdraw, become cynical, and seek simple villains. Social cohesion dissolves, replaced by resentment and isolation. The anger and frustration in our politics are not random. They're the cries of those left behind. Rebuilding trust requires more than policy. It demands a new contract and a renewed sense of obligation to one another. The task is monumental, but essential. The erosion of the middle class is a story of immense psychological weight. Millions carry this burden daily, the quiet anxiety beneath modern life. It's the stress of living paycheck to paycheck, even with a good job. Chronic uncertainty wears people down, narrowing focus to the immediate present. When you're worried about rent, it's hard to plan for the future. This scarcity mindset traps us, consuming mental energy and stifling creativity. It fosters loneliness. Financial struggle is seen as personal shame, so people suffer in silence. The illusion of stability hides private stress. This isolation prevents collective action. We think our problems are unique, but they're shared. The ultimate cost is loss of agency. The sense that you're a passenger in your own life. You can work harder and be frugal, but the outcome feels predetermined. The American dream promised agency. Its slow death is the loss of that belief. We're left with the unsettling feeling that we are no longer in control. We've explored the quiet architecture shaping our economic world. A shift in philosophy and incentives has slowly reshaped society, rewarding capital over labor. This isn't the work of a shadowy cabal, but the logical outcome of a system built for short-term shareholder value. The result? A hidden crisis, the silent erosion of the middle class. The unsettling truth is not that the system is broken, it's working exactly as designed. Stagnant wages, rising debt, and anxiety are features, not bugs. We're witnessing capitalism's triumph in its current form. The system isn't failing, it's succeeding at a task that's pulling society apart. We've built a powerful engine of wealth, but forgotten to ask who it serves. The engine runs faster than ever, but carries us toward a destination we may not want. Now, we finally see the design, the incentives, and the outcomes. The path ahead is clear, and the future less mysterious. The final question, now that we see the architecture, are we content to live within it?